Welcome to the Daily Crypto News Show. Today is August 28th and I will try to be brief. So yesterday actually, in the US, we had the Jackson Hole meeting with all the US central bankers and a lot of the other countries as well. And Powell was really important in that speech to understand what the Fed will do in the future. What we can say is that he basically said he will do more of the same thing, but he made the 2% inflation target kind of a bit more, let's say, flexible, because it could be between 1.75 and 2.25 in the short term, meaning that they could print out or try to raise inflation a bit higher in the short term to reach that target for the long term. So what did it do? It just made Bitcoin price a bit pump to $11,600, but then it went back to 11.4 thousand per Bitcoin. So what do we have today? Also, we have Bitcoin options expiring tonight, and that's a big number like I was talking about yesterday, $66.4 billion locked in this option. So get ready for some volatility. And finally, for the main news of the day, we also have the total gas used at the highest ever, reaching 80 billion today on the Ethereum network. If you've been in the space for the past few weeks and months, it's clearly been the gas prices and the fees have clearly been a big issue for the Ethereum network. You can watch this video on the link that I will put in the description, where you have basically a sum up of all the bankers talking. It was made on Zoom because with COVID they didn't actually go to Jackson Hole, and that's quite interesting. If you have time, you can see the pump here of Bitcoin reaching 11.6 thousand. Then I would like to talk about the Polkadot blockchain and the other projects related. We had the Robonomics token, which is basically DLT ledger, and by buying this token, you get you get the right to broadcast one transaction per second over the network for eternity. Basically, they're saying for the time, for all the time. And this is interesting because it multiplied by almost 10 since beginning of August, and this is not the only project to do so linked to the Polkadot blockchain. We also have a Kusama project that basically did the same thing, almost a time 10, even times 20 over the last 30 days. And this is supposed to be a sandbox, meaning it's supposed to be a tryout of the Polkadot with lower fees. Like you have a lot of these sandboxes in the Ethereum ecosystem. But what's really interesting and what you should be worried about is that this sandbox is 1% of the entire Polkadot ecosystem, and Polkadot had a huge bull run as well. But if you take today's price of Kusama, it's basically 6 times more than values at 6 times more than the 1% they represent of the entire Polkadot ecosystem. So this is, to me, clearly a bubble, and I will advise you to proceed with caution. Finally, we also have news from the Wasabi wallet, which is a privacy-focused wallet for Bitcoins, basically to try to get rid of the traces of the Bitcoin blockchain, so that people will not know that this Bitcoin belongs to you or to some other person. They basically put them together, do a bunch of transactions, and give you exactly the same amount of Bitcoin that you put it in the pool. But nobody knows where this Bitcoin comes from. So they're working to make some additional features and also to make it more user-friendly. Just as a reminder, this wallet was really in the eye of the cyclone because regulators obviously do not like it, as it is a privacy coin, more or less. So this is it for today. Thank you for being with me. I know I'm trying to get better, but it's kind of difficult, and I'll see you tomorrow.